This is Jeff with Living in Arizona, and today we are going to talk about Tucson again because I just made a video yesterday about Tucson in general, and the comments started pouring in from several of you, and I'm going to answer a whole bunch of your questions in this video that you guys have asked. I tried to pull up as many of the questions as I could, so thank you to everyone who's commenting and liking the video, and thank you to all you subscribers out there for helping build Living in Arizona to be what it is today, a resource for people who are looking to move to Arizona. And if that's you, consider subscribing. So let's go ahead and dial this in here and talk about living in Arizona. Also, if you're not getting the notifications when the video is coming out, you click the bell. So if you click the bell, that gives you a notification when the video comes out, if that's what you're looking for. And so the first thing we're going to talk about is the average home price in Tucson. So you can see you have the Tucson metropolitan area. I would say it even includes Sahuarita, Green Valley. You have Catalina foothills. People are asking me, where's the best place to live in Tucson? Probably around this area right here. This is like East Tucson, Oro Valley, Catalina, Tanque Verde, and you have that all along the Mount Lemmon, Catalina mountain range. This area down here is pretty nice. Sahuarita, Green Valley, I like it over here. And as I mentioned yesterday in the video, I also like it over here. This area is not so desirable. So central Tucson, people tend to stay away from there, but that's where the cheapest homes are. So right here you have $185,000, right there. And then you have the median listing is $220,000, median sale price $193,000. This is according to Zillow. As you can see, the housing market in Tucson is recovering. In 2009 it was fairly high, and then it pulled back all the way down to 2011 where it finally hit bottom. It reached the bottom of $119,000. So now that it's recovered back to all-time highs, that's where it's at now. So buying a house in Tucson, bear in mind you're buying at an all-time high right now. I'm not saying it's not a good time to buy, but that's the case. It's at an all-time high. It was at a peak in 2007, 2008, 2009, but it's, just barely, it's back to the all-time high point, right? That's basically what we can conclude. So now, if we're going to look at the average rent in Tucson, you have Rent Cafe here providing us with details. Average rent, all rentals, $769. That's across the board, right? That's the median rent price. $526 for a studio. That's really cheap. I've paid as much as, $1,800 for a studio apartment in California. So that's 1/3, a little bit more than 1/3 the price of a California rental. But it's going to get a little bit more expensive as you go out into Catalina foothills and some of the nicer areas. But central Tucson, if you just need to be in Tucson near U of A, if you're a college student, you can get that price. One bedroom going to be a little bit more than a studio. 2 beds, $806, still a really good price. It's still half the price I was paying for a studio in California and Hawaii, right? And then you have a 3-bedroom, still even cheaper than a studio in California, $1,186 for a 3-bedroom. That might even be a house or whatnot. So average apartment size for a 3-bedroom, 1,107 square feet for a 3-bedroom. Not terribly big, but not terribly small. And you can see how the prices have fluctuated over the years. Average for a January 2019, $769 now. Was $694. So it's gone up about $100 in three or 4 years. So where's inflation, right? We call Washington. Hey, let's shut down the money system until we can get things right? Where everything, cost of living is going up, are your wages going up is what we should be asking, right? Anyways, just kidding around. After 2 years and 5 months, buying will be cheaper than renting. So they're saying that as of right now, it was cheaper to rent than buy, but now it looks like we're getting closer to a point where it's going to be cheaper to actually own than it is to rent. So you have a couple things to think about when you're considering buying versus renting, right? If you buy, that means if the air conditioner goes out, that's $5,000. You might have to pay that. Here in Arizona, air conditioning is a big thing. Make sure you change out your filters so it doesn't happen, right? But if you're a rental, you call the landlord and you say, "Hey, my AC's out." The landlord's got to hold that. But the upside to owning is every bit of money that you're paying towards your principal balance after interest is going towards the value. And if the price goes up, you get to shoulder it. But if it goes down, you've got to shoulder that too. So just some things to think about. But that's some interesting information, is that it's about to be more affordable to own than it is to rent. After 2 years, your total cost of home ownership, down payment, mortgage, taxes for a $185,000 home in Tucson would be $76,000. Your total cost to rent would be $33,000. So you get it. That's a 2-year comparison. So, some things to consider. I mean, I don't need to go into that too much more. You can pause the screen if you want to read exactly what it says, but let's go ahead and keep on dialing this in. So you've got this information, talking about it more here on news.azpm. You can come on here and listen to Darren Bloomquist. He kind of gives you an information about that. The release shows a typical rental cost 35.4% of the average income in Tucson, while an average mortgage payment in the market takes up 36.4%. For those of you who are counting percentages by 1 or 2, I mean, that's not really a big difference. You can come on here to some of these forums and listen to people's testimonials and reviews about this kind of stuff. People are asking on the Trulia forum. You can go on any other website's forum. You can go on Facebook groups, Tucson, Living in Tucson, groups like that. I've actually started a group on Facebook called Living in Arizona, to where we can answer questions more directly. But in this case, go join a Tucson group. Ask a question in there. That's another thing. If you want people's actual opinion instead of just raw data, right? Data is not everything, but data is a part of it. And then you have, what's it like to live in Tucson? They've got rankings. They've got an overall score of 6.5 according to U.S. News. So the metro population is 1 million people. Median age is about 38. Kind of low. I mean, for a city that's predominantly University of Arizona known for that, right? You've got a lot of different data on here. The average annual salary being $44,000. Not too bad, right? That's not a terribly low number. Average highs 83 degrees, average lows 55. Oh my gosh, that sounds good, doesn't it? But it's actually a little bit cooler than Phoenix in the summertime. Phoenix and Tucson both get hot, but Tucson's just a little bit cooler because it's a higher elevation. Average commute time in Tucson, another one of these sprawling cities, 24 minutes to get to work is the average commute. 11.6 annual rainfall. That's just some stuff to keep in mind, right? So they've scored it 6.2 out of 10. Remember, Tucson's doesn't score very high on a lot of overall quality of life rankings. So just keep that in mind. How much does it cost to retire in Tucson? For those of you who are thinking about retiring, the cost of Tucson homes, we've already gone over that. The cost of healthcare in Tucson. For healthcare in Tucson, you are in better shape than other areas of the country. For the 183,000 beneficiaries of Medicare, the total cost is $734 million. This means that on average, Medicare costs per beneficiary are only $7,767. While this is close to getting into the median range for cost, it is low enough to be in the green, meaning it's more affordable to retire in Tucson for medical purposes than it is in other parts of the country. They're saying that Tucson's a little bit more favorable on that chart. So if medical care is a big thing for you, you're going to save a little bit of money, it looks like, in Tucson, according to this website called senioradvisor.com. The cost of transportation in Tucson. Individuals who choose to retire in Tucson can enjoy the benefits of cheaper public transportation and gas. To purchase a one-way ticket on a public bus, you may pay around $1.50. A gallon of gas is just a bit more expensive in the area, coming in at just under $2. So when was this written? We don't know the date that it was written. It says 2019 is up to date, but we'll see. I don't know if I wouldn't say it's below $2 in Tucson for gas. I don't know where they're pulling that number. So I'm not in Tucson right now. I can't give you the real-time gas price, but between long distance travel and the fact that it's comparable to the national average, and if anything, it's above the national average, is basically what you can take away from that. So free activities options in Tucson, so things to do that are free. Various parks and museums can visit for free. Popular options include Pima Air and Space Museum, Arizona Sonoran Desert Museum, and Saguaro National Park and Reed Park Zoo. Bear in mind, these are senior prices. I don't think it's free if you're not a senior citizen. So more of this overall cost of living by Movato. You can see they've scored it. Cost of groceries, also 3 points less in Tucson than the national average. We've already talked about healthcare, but that was mostly for seniors. But it looks like Phoenix is 18% lower in Tucson, while costs in New York City are 2 points higher. So they're saying even for regular healthcare costs, Tucson is better than the national average, so that's good. Cost of utilities. Utilities cost 6 points less in Tucson than the national average and 5 points less than in Phoenix. So they're saying cost of utilities is a little bit more affordable than in Phoenix. Maybe they got a better, more efficient power plant, or people just don't need the air conditioner unit like they do in Phoenix because it's just a skosh cooler. And then you can see on here what kind of houses will you get for what price. This is on Zillow. You can do a simple search on Zillow. Just type in Tucson, and you can see, look at $295,000. You got a pretty nice house here. I mean, this here in Phoenix, a house like this in Scottsdale will go for $500,000 easy. Look at this house. I mean, it's a beauty for under $300,000, isn't it? I think it's a beauty. I mean, I think it's a nice looking house for under $300,000. And it's 3 beds, 2 baths, located. Don't everybody try and buy this house at once now. Because I mean, it's kind of a nice house, for real. I would want to know. Here's a condo for $68,000. That's a pretty good price, right? A condo. I mean, if you're bullish on the Arizona housing market, buy a condo and rent it out to some college kids. You're only going to pay $68,000. Shoot, maybe I should take my own advice and do that, right? But it's built in 1972, so things might go out on it. But it's got central cooling, and of course, there might be an HOA. HOAs are a pain in the butt. I'm going to make a video talking about my experience with the HOA in detail. If you guys really want that, I can rush it, but I'm kind of mulling it over to see exactly what I think about that. Anyway, so we'll see about that HOA, right? Homeowners Association. Now, you want to pay some big dollars, move up to Rattlesnake Canyon. Look at this home. Now, 9.9, that's a Scottsdale price right there. So you could get these, but look at the views. I mean, that's majestic. You're living out there like in your castle. This is a castle home right here, okay? It's beautiful up there. That's the high desert living I'm talking about, but you're going to have to pay the pretty penny for it. So to all you big ballers out there, there you go. That's what it's going to cost. Then you got another nice house, $149,000 for a pretty decent 2-bedroom, 2-bath. I mean, it's nice quality. I think you can, if you're a senior citizen, you can retire in that if you want. House with a pool, $169,000. A little bit higher grade house, $299,000. Mid-grade house, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2,055 square feet. Pretty big house with a pool, $245,000. I think that's a pretty good price. This is cheaper. This Tucson, I'm seeing it straight up right now. Buying a home in Tucson is considerably cheaper than if you were to buy a house in Phoenix right now. I mean, if you go to Phoenix and search Zillow, you're going to see higher quality homes in Tucson for better prices too. I'm seeing that right now. I've searched Zillow, and I'm telling you right now, these are some better homes, or these are nice houses for well under the price of the median home price on Zillow in Phoenix. Just saying. So, you know, you can go through here and look at all these different statistics, and I've done a lot of research for you guys before I made this video to make sure I was talking about all the relevant subjects in case I missed anything. 12 eggs, large, $2.40. 2 pounds of potatoes, $1.27. Really good price for that, right? 2 liters of Coca-Cola to you Coca-Cola people. I drink Coke sometimes. $1.71. Bread. I mean, it's not like we're in, you know, well, bread. People want to know how much bread is. $1.88. Basic lunchtime menu, including a drink in the business district, $13. That's about what you'd pay in Phoenix. I almost want to say $16 in Phoenix. It just depends on where you're at. I mean, I could get lunch in Phoenix for $13, $12. You know, that includes a drink and a burrito, blah, 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 from Rubio's or something. And, you know, you've got this cost of living index. They're saying that Tucson goods and services is a little bit more, I don't know if higher or lower is better, but yeah, I don't know. I was trying to figure that out, but they're saying cost of living overall in Tucson is B-. We'll stick with that. Look at crime, F. Education, F. Employment, F. Housing, C-. I don't know. I think this is, they're giving it a 6 to 65. I think these broad subject matter kind of things are a bit iffy. I don't necessarily trust them. I mean, they're generally speaking, that's like saying all men are jerks. Well, no, not all men are jerks. You know, it's like there's a whole lot of different things that can be said on a case by case basis. But I don't know. It's just data. I mean, take it or leave it. People were asking me in the comments about vehicle registration in Tucson. I think we can just say vehicle registration in Arizona. Your vehicle registration is about to get more expensive starting in December. So this was written November 29, 2018. According to the Arizona Department of Transportation, also known as ADOT, for those of you who want to know, the renewals will have a new public safety fee of $32 per vehicle. The fee will be $5 for street legal golf carts and off-road highway vehicles. Shucks. I better get a golf cart. Seriously, I actually, now I want a golf cart. Thanks for reminding me about that. I do. I could totally cruise a golf cart. The fees go toward highway patrol operations, including response to collisions on Arizona highways. ADOT says the fees will also help improve Arizona's infrastructure. You know what would be really nice, and I can make a video ranting about this subject, is where's the rail? Where is the rail system in Arizona? I get it, it's spread out, but you cannot be a modern city if you do not have rail. And I've been all around the world many times. America really lacks rail and is way too dependent on automobiles. And some of these highways, you're like, whoa, man, people will be going by you. You'd be cruising 65 doing the speed limit. Here comes someone doing 95 in a lifted, a lifted dually, a dually big truck, right? Going 90, trying to, he comes humming by you, and then you got another car going right by you, and you're like, whoa, relax, guys. And we're talking busy highways during rush hour going that fast. So people bobbing and weaving in and out of traffic. Now, I've done that myself, but as I've gotten older, I'm like, no, let's not do that. I'm saying, but I was the guy who's done that before. Sorry. My apologies. And then you can just come on here and you got Tucson, all this beautiful scenery. You got the sunsets and, downtown area. And you come on here and take a look and drill down on all sorts of different things. Read up on the history of this on Wikipedia. I'd have to go into a whole video. This is a whole video all in of itself, but you can see average heat. This is cost of living, but it does factor in with the air conditioner, right? Average high in June is 100 degrees. That is air conditioner weather. Average heat in July is 99. So June is the hottest month. I would say you're running your AC probably from May until October. That's 6 months out of the year you're running your air conditioner. Then it gets kind of cold, right? Average low, you're looking at in January 39 degrees. That's heater weather. You're going to have a heater probably for that. And I think with the smoke ordinance, we don't do any more fireplaces. So anyways, guys, at the end of this video, there's some videos that you can click on from this channel. Thank you to everyone who's been subscribing and liking the video, and we'll see y'all next time.